Hey there everybody, Jersey Rick here. Say last week's video I talked about how I had wound up in California over the years teaching hazardous materials with Mr. Brian Hines of Chemical Safety Training. And I had also posted a video a few weeks back of part of the exercise that we were doing out there, one of the exercises that we were doing out there. But some people may be wondering exactly what is it that you were teaching related to hazardous materials. Well, Brian and I co-taught, so what I'm going to do here in this video is just go over the topics that I specifically covered, starting out with taking protective actions, what to do to set the scene up, to keep people out who don't belong in there, what to do with the people who were in the release area and were contaminated. I talked about the incident command system and then specifically how it applies to a hazardous materials incident, working with the hazardous materials group and the various positions and functions that are within that group and the documentation that is necessary to fill out. So we've got that to track the incident and then afterwards to write the reports. Brian and I work together teaching people about chemical protective clothing, the various levels of chemical protective clothing. I taught about the assistant safety officer for hazmat and other elements related to safety and the response. Talked about the importance of post-entry and pre-entry medical monitoring. Then I was talking about what happens when there is an in-suit emergency and the person wearing the suit has got to come out. What do we do? What happens if they go down and they're in that chemical environment? How do we rescue them? Talked about weather. How does weather impact a hazardous materials incident? We made practical applications through all of these things as well and talked about how chemistry truly plays into the hazmat incident because, hey, it involves chemicals. And then we talked about how to properly terminate an incident. That was all that first week in my part. And then we did an exercise that week as well. The second week I was teaching about packaging, highway cargo tanks, what to do when a gasoline tanker overturns, how to get that product out of the tanker safely without killing anybody. And I talked about laws and regulations, which everybody always loves that kind of stuff. And then I wrapped up the week with a lecture on weapons of mass destruction and terrorism. And then in between, we stuck in another exercise. So that was pretty much just what I was teaching. It doesn't even include Brian's part. So a little bit of background about what I teach when I go out, and then I throw in leadership elements, and one of my favorites is talking about decision making and situational awareness. Till next time, see you later. Bye.